From Milan, thanks so much for watching. Tonight and always, we're here for you. Good night.
The 2026 Milan Cortina Olympics this winter, brought to you on KUAM TV8 by Bank of Hawaii. Reach your possible. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com, and McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it.
KUAM News Primetime. Experts from 5 U.S. territories send a message to Greenlanders in a conversation sparked by President Trump's threats to take over the Danish territory. A major policy debate is already underway ahead of the governor's State of the Island address, as the administration is expected to outline its financial plans for the next fiscal year, including a proposal to maintain the 4.5% VPT. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with more on this next. Guam DOE issues progress reports on ongoing refurbishment at 2 of its schools. More on how they're making the grade tonight. Hafid and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus. Thanks for ending your day with us. The contentious deep-sea mining issue near the waters of Guam, the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, and American Samoa was a focal point highlighting the lack of autonomy U.S. territories face. This as nonprofit organization Right to Democracy recently held a virtual panel that examined what Greenland should know about being a U.S. territory, following President Trump's threats to take control over the semi-autonomous territory of Denmark. Mitsuki Hirayama has the details. What should Greenlanders know about being a U.S. territory? It was a topic of discussion for a virtual panel recently convened by nonprofit organization Right to Democracy, where experts from all 5 U.S. territories gave their perspectives. According to co-director Neil Weir, the conversation was sparked by President Trump's threats to take control of the semi-autonomous island, which has been a territory of Denmark for hundreds of years.
He shared a meme of himself holding a flag next to a sign that said Greenland, U.S. territory established 2026 with J.D. Vance and the Secretary of State Rubio next to him, showing that this wasn't, this was not just some idle speculation. This wasn't a joke. This was serious.
Weir notes Greenland currently has, quote, much greater autonomy than U.S. territories, from political rights to self-governance. He says one of those areas they've exercised that autonomy is taking control of their mineral resources.
So they have the full decision-making power in that space, and all revenues from mineral extraction goes to Greenland, not to Denmark.
A stark contrast for Guam, the CNMI, and American Samoa, who all face a looming federal push to open their waters for commercial deep-sea mining despite their unified opposition. This issue a focal point highlighting the lack of sovereignty U.S. territories face, as underscored by former Guam Congressman Dr. Robert Underwood.
Of course, there are a lot of environmental concerns pertaining to it, but at the bottom of deep seabed mining, to mix metaphors, even deeper than deep seabed mining is the issue of ownership, is the issue of sovereignty over those resources. And it just strikes me as this is the first issue in which American Samoa and the Commonwealth and Guam are all on the same sheet.
Being a U.S. territory is a constant fight for rights, according to Sheila Babalta, a former Saipan representative and chairperson for the Friends of the Mariana Trench, a nonprofit focused on ocean conservation.
And many of us who feel deeply rooted here, who love our home so much, refuse to accept that we just hand over our rights and roll over and let the U.S. federal government do whatever they want with the oceans around us that we live so closely to, that we are so connected to.
For the one message each panelist want to send to the people of Greenland based on their territory's relationships with the U.S.
Most of the time we feel powerless when the federal government impose all these things. So it's terrible.
I'd say the experience of imperialism is real for us. Get ready to fight and fight and fight.
I'd say that self-determination, I would argue, is always more important than quote unquote military strategic interests.
Do you really want to be subject to the plenary authority of Congress?
There's always the theory that plenary power can be used for good, but and there's always somebody out there arguing that maximum authority by Congress means that they can avoid the Constitution in the cases of the territories.
Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
And ahead of Governor Lou Leon Guerrero's final State of the Island address, lawmakers are already reviewing her fiscal year 2027 executive budget request. And a key disagreement is emerging over taxes and government spending. Nevaeh Anderson has the details.
Before Governor Lou Leon Guerrero delivers her final State of the Island address, the debate over her fiscal year 2027 executive budget request has already begun. In her budget message, Leon Guerrero called for long-term stability, fiscal discipline, and honest budgeting, while also proposing 4.5%. Her administration argues stable revenue is necessary to fund major obligations and avoid financial risk. But Committee on Finance and Government Operations Chair Senator Christopher Duenas says the law has already scheduled and accounted for the gradual 1% rollback of Guam's BPT in the passing of the FY 2026 budget law. For Duenas, maintaining the higher rate is unjustified, especially as recent oversight hearings of GovGuam agencies has shown that rather than a revenue problem, the government has a spending problem.
Agencies that have been coming before us for oversights have been demonstrating that they have tens of millions of dollars in lapsed funds. The continued millions and millions in lapses has demonstrated that this government doesn't have really a funding problem. They have a prioritization problem, the way I see it from my perch.
The administration also links keeping the tax rate to major projects, including building the new Simon Sanchez High School campus and Department of Corrections modernization. Duenas says those commitments have also already been funded in public law.
We passed all of those obligations already. They're already law. So the 16.4 million for Simon Sanchez, the 5 million for the DOC project, the $35 million for the hospital, those are already public law.
And for the senator, the broader issue is economic balance, saying that as majority of our taxes come from the private sector, ensuring businesses have the ability to thrive is just as important as funding government operations.
Government needs to be in sync with the private sector and make sure we provide for balance. But we shouldn't use the reason that we can't fund these projects as the reason not to reduce the BPT, and the reason why the budget has to be $100 million more every fiscal year.
What happens next will play out in two places: the governor's State of the Island address, where she is expected to further discuss her EBR and maintaining the 4.5% business privilege tax, and upcoming budget hearings, where senators will review government performance before casting their votes for the FY 2027 budget law. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
All right, now to a progress report on the refurbishment of 2 Guam Department of Education campuses. Marshall Sapalan Elementary School is making big strides with more than 95% of its facility upgrades nearing completion. GDOE says exterior door replacements, restroom renovations, and crack and spall repairs have all been completed, addressing, quote, critical infrastructure, sanitation, and security needs. And keeping in the Hadza region, fixes at Ocean View Middle School is a little over 85% complete, with crack and spall and restroom renovations finished. Canopy and electrical upgrades are also underway. Meantime, Guam DOE maintains these projects are part of a district-wide effort to improve campus safety, functionality, and learning environments for students and staff. And more in education news, Oversight Chair on Education, Senator Vince Borja, is slated to host a community education town hall on Thursday, February 19 at John F. Kennedy High School. The town hall comes on the heels of new leadership at the Guam Department of Education, with Borja saying in a statement that the town hall will, quote, provide an important opportunity to continue open dialogue, share priorities, and strengthen accountability moving forward. The gathering aims to serve as an open forum for students, families, teachers, school administrators, and community members to share their concerns, experiences, and ideas related to public education. Now, the town hall is set for 6 p.m. Governor Lilian Guerrero will deliver her final State of the Island address Wednesday night, setting the tone for what could be her last major policy message to the people of Guam. The address gets underway at 6 p.m. at the Guam Congress Building, and many will be listening closely for answers on the issues that matter most to you, from the cost of living and public safety to healthcare, education, and infrastructure. You can watch the full address live on KUAM TV 11 at 6 p.m. Time for a quick break. You're watching KUAM.
It's a new year, Guam, so let's start with the reset at Kmart. Make your move and start strong. Gear up with fitness equipment and fresh workout apparel. Fuel with wellness essentials, sugar-free options, protein, vitamins, and more. Organize and clear the clutter with easy storage solutions and cleaning essentials. And refresh your living space with new furniture and decor for your home. New year, new me. Your reset starts at Kmart Guam.
You see this all white meat chicken, breaded in tortilla chips? Here at Taco Bell, we're calling them, wait for it, nuggets. They're nothing like classic nugs, but you're just gonna have to accept that. I mean, we could have called them anything, really, like Derek. No backstory, just Derek. But nuggets is already baked into everyone's memories, and so is Hidden Valley Ranch, obviously. And we mixed it with Diablo.
Diabolical.
Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell, a brand new classic.
College is possible. Retirement is possible. Adventure is possible. And so is saving for it all with our Bank Ohana Savings Special. Earn an interest rate of 3.15% for the first 90 days when you deposit $25,000 from another bank into a Bank Ohana Bonus Rate Savings Plus account. Requires a Bank Ohana checking account with an opening deposit of $500. So make your savings goals possible.
Anything's possible.
Reach your possible with Bank of Hawaii.
4 months in, we first met them and tried, tested, and determined. Now, after months of pressure, discipline, and sacrifice, 15 recruits are just weeks away from crossing the line from trainee to officer, ready to take on one of Guam's toughest jobs. Jonah Ginchar checks in with the men and women of BCOT 2502.
The men and women who make up the Department of Corrections BCOT 25-02 are a couple of weeks from graduation and are spending the next several days completing post-certification requirements and also their firearms course. Recruit Zyralee Nicario says the post-certification has really enhanced their abilities and made them more competent in doing their duties.
It actually encourages us to have more on-career advancement and continuous our education. And also this post-certifications give us that skills to enhance our communication, how we present ourselves to the community, how to build that connection to be understood and at the same time to understand other people. It also gives us a sense of knowledge about the law and ethics. Thus, as an officer, it helps us to perform our duties.
Recruit James Kirigwa says he's learned a lot from training about this job.
It's all about mental discipline, a lot of communication. Yes, the physical training, yes, to be be physically fit and everything like that. But to really get to this job is communication.
With the finish line in the horizon, has it started to sink in for these recruits?
Honestly, for all that we've been through, the struggles, the hard times, I'd say that it's very exciting and amazing that we can finally finish it off and enjoy the rest of our career. It's good of excitement, relief. It's been hard. It's been a hard cycle, a lot of intense, grueling and relentless training, but we got through it. ready to get in there and actually be on the job, ready to work.
The recruits are expected to graduate February 26th, with gratitude for their cadres at Santos and Melcier.
My cadres, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the training, the discipline, the motivation, and everything you guys taught us. And I'm ready to take it in there and perform. Thank you for all that you've taught us and everything we've been through.
They are my mentor. I am who I am right now because of them. For my team, they are a big part of all my achievements. Being a correction officer 1, I wouldn't have gone through all those hardships without them.
Jonagan Charfris, KUAM News.
And in other news abroad, a shear line sliding south from Japan is now stalling near the far northern Marianas, setting up a stretch of drier weather across the CNMI and Guam. Easterly trade winds are taking over and are expected to persist through the week, keeping rain chances low for much of the region. But don't let the calm skies fool you. A large northwest swell generated by strong winds behind that shear line is already on the move towards the Marianas, Yap, and Palau. Some areas could see those long period swells arrive as early as this afternoon, with others feeling the impact after sunset. Drier conditions across central Micronesia are expected to gradually expand westward later this week, though a couple of passing surface troughs could still bring brief rounds of showers or thunderstorms as they move through. Marine advisories remain in effect and residents are urged to stay weather aware.
Now for a look at your world at home.
Tonight we're taking you over to Menengi and Jotnya Rules, and we check out the excellent hills to go biking on. It's the Red Hills in Jotnya.
It's time for some new shoes.
Hey Kara, how much money is in my account?
This is your remaining balance.
Kara, I forgot my password. Again. Could you help me out?
I've sent you steps to reset your password.
Thanks, Kara.
Honey, quick bank stop before the beach.
Sounds good, hon. Yeah. Kara, how do I get a loan?
I've provided a link with your loan options.
Thanks, Kara.
Thanks, Kara.
Get double the speed at zero extra cost with GTA Fiber. Experience super fast and reliable fiber internet speeds now starting at 200 Mbps to 1 gig with upload speeds just as fast as download speeds and 100 times faster than cable internet. You can enjoy lag-free gaming and clear video calls. Fast is also affordable. Sign up for Fiber 200 for only $70 a month. Visit gta.net or call 644-4482.
Smile on your face, the moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me, you can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Slide. There you go. Okay, so maybe make your final pitch and everything like that. How good is this for, kids at the middle school level? Some of them have been playing for like a while, but these kids may be, the next high school stars, the next little league stars, the next like national team stars and everything. They're getting it done right here.
Yeah, of course, baseball is one of those sports where you need to play all the time to get better. So the more games they can play or more practices they can play, is going to help them. But the middle school league was really founded on the idea that those group of kids between 11 and 14 have very less opportunity to play. So, and developing a school team then, of course, gives them that loyalty they want to join. So it was about getting the kids out on the field and playing a sport. In this case, it was our baseball and our softball program. But both programs have become competitive. Of course, kids want to win. Coaches and schools want to win. So they do their best.
Excellent. Okay, so come out here, everybody, because the action is incredible. The school colors are amazing. Right here, home plate. That's where it starts. That's what it's all about.
Freedom, that's a cheap thing. Freedom to ignore this, that's a cheap thing. Sacrificing facial hair to nature and involuntary blood donations, cheap things. No one signs up for an 800-pound bear chase, but if it happens, cheap thing. VIP parking, exfoliating, treating gravity like a suggestion, saying it'll dry. Free-range parenting, forgetting if that's a moose or an elk, all cheap things. Remembering without saying it, couldn't be more of a cheap thing. Sweating your tail off, freezing your tail off, an American saving another American's tail. Cheap things. Making a cheap vehicle for only people with cash like him? Not a cheap thing. Or confusing capability with unaffordability? No, not a cheap thing. Making adventure affordable? Now that's a cheap thing. So we're bringing you more cheap things this year, because cheap things should be everyone's thing.
Now it pays to spread the Better Together experience. With our brand new referral program, you can earn up to $150 in account credits for every referral you bring in. That's right, family, neighbors, friends, even your coworkers. Just pass them your account name and account number. When they sign up for Docomo Pacific service and drop your info, cha-ching! Credit applied. So spread the word and start stacking those savings. Additional conditions may apply. Docomo Pacific, we're better together.
Deep-sea mining is often discussed in policy rooms in terms of mineral and economic demand, but for the youth in Guam, this issue is personal. Students say mining the ocean floor threatens ecosystems that are deeply connected to island life. In this coverage, we share different youth perspectives that my team and I have had the opportunity to put together. Nina Kirigua reports.
Deep-sea mining is often discussed in policy rooms in terms of mineral and economic demand, but for the youth in Guam, this issue is personal. Students say mining the ocean floor threatens ecosystems that are deeply connected to island life.
I feel like it would negatively impact our ocean life, especially because those are the animals in the deep sea already. Sources are scarce, and that since like the sun is not really there, already having to adapt to that life down there. If it was just to get disrupted from like the government, it will really negatively impact them. And also that's a lot of culture like on top of our ocean.
Others acknowledge that deep-sea mining is often portrayed as a solution to federal resource needs, but say that these benefits also come with social and environmental costs.
I think one pro is that it could help with gaining more minerals and other resources that we are currently in depletion of. However, I do believe that there's also the risk of destroying or breaking down our natural habitats and the ecosystems that we also thrive on.
The youth can advocate to change deep-sea mining by educating each other, firstly. So there's this program for high school students that I know of called Guardians of the Reef that actually goes to these elementary schools and teaches their students about the importance of preserving our marine ecosystem. So by educating the younger generation, we are able to have a future generation to know how to preserve it and why it's important.
When asked what message they would send directly to federal decision makers, the students stressed that Guam is not just a resource-rich land, but a home.
I would urge these officials to approach deep-sea mining near Guam specifically with very extreme caution and with a genuine respect for the people and the ecosystems that live here. From a social perspective, policy decisions about deep-sea mining affect more than just the people that need the minerals. It's more of a social concept and has very human, real consequences. Guam is not just a strategic location or a resource-rich land. And I think it is home to indigenous communities and cultural identity, food systems, and it's a sense of space which is deeply tied to the ocean itself.
I would tell them to think about Guam and its people. I would also tell them to really think about the consequences it would have on our residents. And these important decisions shouldn't be made without the consent of the people, because if you really think about it, Guam's fate as an island really rests on it.
It would really affect our marine life to heavily express to the Trump administration and those in charge of this whole deep sea mining that they should really take into consideration the negatives before wanting more money, more power, and all of this, just for their own benefit. Even though we have the money and we have the resources, it all depends on our morality and the way we think, and that just because people are trying to get into the water to see who's faster, at the end of the day, that's not going to matter.
For Guam's youth, the message is clear. Protecting the ocean means protecting their culture, marine resources, and their island's future. Reporting with my fellow KUAM ambassadors, I'm Nina Kidigwa.
Community organizations and KUAM Spark ambassadors continue to urge the youth to engage in public discussion and education on deep-sea mining as federal talks move forward. I'm Hayden Ikfaji, and this is your Spark Report.
News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas. All right, wasting no time. Here we go. News Bites for you tonight, everybody. What do we got, Miss Jen? Okay, Fat Tuesday Golf Fundraiser. Still time to register. Still time to get your place on the links. Still time to get you and your partner together for only $250. But you know what? If you want to play solo, that's totally cool. It's CCP. It's a challenging course. $125 will get you in if you want to do the thing all on your lonesome. Not like I know anything about that. All right, moving on. That is one thing that we'll talk about later, but Special Olympics is coming up. For us at the KUAM Care Force, it's a very, very special time. We are so honored to take part in Special Olympics, and please make sure to check this out, because Athletes Night, they have these amazing dry fit shirts, and you can wear this to Special Olympics because the Special Olympics track meet is coming up over at the Ukuru Field in March. Please make sure to get it out. Only $25. Right? Please make sure to support our Special Olympians. Are absolutely amazing. See, I love dry fits. Yeah, this is awesome. All right. We also have the dental health fair. Oral health is absolutely important. Remember, I told you, I now know that you're supposed to floss and then brush. And then you shouldn't use mouthwash super often. Jen told me that, and she got that from her dentist, right? So make sure to come by the health fair. It's on the 15th, 10 to 2. You are going to find everything. Orthodontics, good gum health, good teeth health, good breath health. Brush your tongue too. That's very, very important. All right. That's about all I know for dental health right now, which is why I'm going to the health fair so I can have things to talk about when we talk about the dental health fair tomorrow on News Bites. All right. And then the Winter Olympics is going on. It's been happening for a couple days now. Really big things going on in Milan and Cortina. The quad god. That dude is unbelievable. And that's just the beginning, right? You may have to make sure to go check this out because the dance competition is coming up. Cheer on Team USA. And remember, Guam did have a Winter Olympian, right? This did happen. Look it up. It's on GNOC's website and it's also on Wikipedia. Look that up after you check out tonight's very special and very well known and very impactful birthday celebration. Okay, everybody, it's the 10th of February. Happy birthday to Big Fred, the coach, Freddie Pete. Fred Peters, all right, Team Guam gold medalist, longtime teacher at St. John's, father to three-time MVP Gia, and one of the nicest guys you are ever going to meet. He really lives and breathes and teaches the phrase, hard work pays off and everything. And Fred, you have done so much for our island sports community. You have impacted so many young people that have gone on to great things. Man, we thank you. We appreciate you, Coach. And we hope you have a happy birthday. Have a great day, my friend. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
And that's your primetime show. Thanks for watching. I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus. Have a safe evening and stay beautiful.
Thanks for watching Health, Home, and Lifestyle right here on KUAM. Check us out anytime on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/KUAM News, for all of our episodes about how you can live a happy and healthy island life. Hafide Guam, I'm Jason Salas here in Dededo for this week's installment of Health, Home, and Lifestyle. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. And remember, if you want to see any of our past episodes,
You can check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/KUAM News. But don't go there, because we got today's episode and we have information-packed ways about how you can live a healthy, happy, and wonderful island life, because that's what we do here each and every Tuesday. All right, let's get to this week's episode. Hafa day, everybody. Welcome to House to Home on Super Bowl week. And we have here a very good friend of ours, someone who has not been on the show for a while. And you know, we've been talking about abandoned and junk cars. We're going to differentiate the difference between the two. Vince Areola, the director of the Department of Public Works, and Miss Linda are there from DPW. Vince, a big 49ers fan. So I don't know if he's got any vested interest in the game today, but Vince, very good to see you, my friend. It's been a while.
Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you, Jason.
Okay, and Gina actually broached this topic, Vince, just for some context, last week, because she was, saying the nature of the rise in abandoned and junk cars, like around the island. And of course, when it comes to this, is like, whose responsibility is it? What are the penalties for the people that violate it? How can we track and be responsible? So, being an engineer and your input on this, and being ultimately the agency that's responsible for our roadway infrastructure, your insight on this is like most appreciated. So thanks for coming on.
Sure.
So go ahead, Gina. Why don't you set the table?
Well, we were looking into this topic because Liz and I were interested in figuring out what do we need to do? Can the Realtors Association somehow contribute? And then in our investigative work about who do we need to approach, we discovered that the law changed a couple of years ago. We originally thought it was under the Mayor's Council. Which is what I was used to. I call my mayor, and whoever's in office was very kind enough to figure out, okay, how do we get these things removed? Where are they? And this and that, and they'll get it taken care of. But when I looked into it this year, Liz and I discovered that in 2024, correct, the law was changed, and it now, in the law, it says DPW and EPA. And so we were wondering, I did go meet with the Mayor's Council, and I was given some advice that really, I should start a DPW, because what we wanted to find out for the community, if we were interested in helping out, and helping out could be, okay, we saw abandoned vehicles here in this spot, the island, island-wide, it's impossible for DPW to be able to identify all these areas. And so what we wanted to find out, is there a process? Is there a go-to division at DPW that we can contact? Maybe send a pin, a location, send pictures, fill out a form. Is there a process in place that people in the community can utilize to, to assist DPW's task of getting these vehicles picked up?
Right. Thank you, Gina. Yeah, and I agree, right? This was a project of the mayor's bylaw, and then we inherited it by law a couple of years ago. Unfortunately, when they passed the law, it was one of those unfunded mandates, right? Luckily, and by the grace of working with EPA, we just signed an MOU with them, and we've received $2 million to get the project off the ground. But if I can just step back a little bit, because I've thought about this, how my response is going to be with this issue, right? First of all, I have a hard time understanding how our people, and when I say our people, our residents who contribute to the island, our residents can take a 4,000-pound car and just take it and just throw it away on the side of the road and just leave it as trash. Because it literally is littering our island. And so, they're all over the place, and they seem to have no qualms, no responsibility, no nothing. It's fine. Let's just do it. Let's just leave it there, because guess what? The government is going to go there and pick it up. Yet in the meantime, they're all over the place. If we go and drive around today, I'll guarantee you, we'll find easy maybe 200-300 cars along the roadways, right?
More than that.
More than that.
And Vince, they have a tendency to cluster too, because if you see one apparently that means to other people, it must be cool.
Yeah. And so, we could be collecting cars every single day. And so what we want to do when we launch this program, and we are going to launch a program, we're going to have to contract this out to private recycling companies to basically pick up the cars and get them off island. And there's about 3, if not 4 companies that can do that today, and that we're closely working with. We are close to putting a procurement package together to hire these companies for us. But as we speak, here at DPW, we have Jason, literally a mountain of abandoned vehicles in the back of where we are at. And if you want some, what do they call, B-roll? I'd be more than happy to take you in the back and just show you what we have.
I'm going to take you up on that, sir.
Yeah. So several issues that we have right now. We're putting the procurement package together. We have the funding, which is good. We're putting the procurement package together. I think one of the biggest issues that we don't have right now is we don't have a local government staging area to put these vehicles and these pieces of trash so that they can be picked up by the contractor until we get a contract with them. But it just boggles my mind. It's sad to know that people can go in the middle of the night, or perhaps, I don't know, maybe during the daytime, and they just pull a car and just pull over to the side of the road and drop it, and they think that's okay. You know, that's a huge form of litter. And then number 2, what I've always been saying, and I've said this publicly, I'm surprised why they gave this job to DPW. I get it. A clear majority of the cars are dumped and they're left on the roadways or on the easements, right? But I'm not solid waste. We are not solid waste, Guam Solid Waste Authority. To me, Guam Solid Waste, when you look at the title and the law and everything, they're in charge of solid waste. An abandoned vehicle is a solid waste, if you ask me. So be that as it may, we'll do what we need to do until the law gets changed. But we know this is a huge problem out there. We are not going to let this go. We are going to get the contracts out. We're going to get the procurement out, and we will continue to collect cars as needed. It's a full-time job here at DPW.
And that's the interesting thing, Vince. Yeah, so many people, like, they think it's like, okay, it must either be, people give it like, 20 seconds of thought, and they say it must be either DPW or EPA or my mayor or solid waste. Right.
And there's been a number of schools of thought, right? It's almost like when they remember when they graffitied the walkway down toward the Hilton, that brand new road. And I came out swinging, and I just said, if I catch you, I'll spray paint your face, or I'll spray paint your mom's face. How would you like that, right? Yep. And so, no, and seriously, to these people, if I find out who you are, I will take that car and put it in your front yard. We need to figure out what is in the mindset of these people that they think it's just okay to leave a car on the side of the road.
That's the question. What is the penalty? And then who is responsible for policing it? There's got to be some enforcement in place to get the people responsible, to penalize them or send them to jail or something.
Right. Liz, we've even thought of, and it's in our minds. We're thinking of a bounty, if you will. You catch these guys dumping a car, I'll pay you the $300.
I think that would be highly effective, honestly.
In that law that was passed, it identifies that first the car has to be, first you have to secure the car, identify the VIN number, send a 30-day notice to the registered owner of that vehicle. Once you identify the VIN number and identify the registered owner, and some people are going to say, well, I sold that car. Well, it's your responsibility to make sure when you sold the car that the title transferred. If you didn't transfer the title, guess what? You're on the hook for this car that was abandoned on the side of the road. And I'm sure, the thing about it is, the reason you asked, why is this getting so out of hand? It's out of hand because if there are no consequences, if it's like when we raise our children and they do something bad and you don't punish them, right, they will go on in their life believing that doing that thing that is bad and wrong is acceptable because you let them get away with it.
The sausage egg biscuit is perfect.
Now it comes with hot honey sauce.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, so it's a huge problem. And it's it's no different than when we instituted garbage and trash pickup, right? We instituted that what 10, 15 years ago. We put a charge on it, but we also didn't make it easy or available for residents if they wanted to throw their trash on their own, right? Number one, we closed that transfer station up in Derrida. That's Guam's largest village, and charge them a fee of $5. So what did they do? Instead of spending $35, $36, they just put it in the back of their pickup, go to a side road there and dump it for free. Then they take the $36 and go buy a 6-pack of beer, some cigarettes, and maybe some chewing gum, right? And so, so I get it. We have to make it affordable. We have to make it accessible so that if they have a junk car, guess what? This is the lot you come in and we'll take your car, and then from there we'll get the recyclers to process it. So we're working on that too. It's difficult because the land is difficult.
But Vince, in terms of property, the government has a lot of property under different umbrellas that we could probably utilize.
The problem there, Liz, is most, if not all, the vacant lands that we have, it falls under the Chamorro Land Trust. And Chamorro Land Trust has their own rules and regs with what to do with the property. Trust me, we've been at this. We've been pulling hair with them, saying, we need, and the lot we need is probably a good 10 acres of, and then on top of the 10 acres, once you use that as a staging area, then we get into EPA, and there's so many rules and regs. We're trying to get over that, right? I think the fastest thing we can do right now is to get these contracts out with the recyclers and make sure via contract that whatever car we give them within 30 days, that's either in a container or in a barge and it's shipped off island. That is our highest priority right now.
I have a question.
It's interesting what you said, because I know Gina and I have hired vendors to remove vehicles from properties that we were selling. And it's sad to hear that they took it and may have dumped it on the side of the road.
That's what we're hearing. Yeah, that's what we're hearing. It's we've been unable to catch anyone. That's why I'm thinking if we need to put a bounty out there, maybe that might work.
I said that before. I really like that bounty idea. I mean, I like the fact that you've got, like by the book, you said that, the government obviously knows about this. You've got a coordinated effort between, the different agencies. Linda, you said GPD's aware of this and they're working on some stuff they're investigating. But also if you basically say, we'll give you a little bit of incentive as island residents to basically take ownership of your own island and to be a steward.
Right.
And you basically, it's like a force multiplier effect.
And you figure with these things nowadays, right? No one is safe. You can catch anybody with these phones. So if you have insomnia, you can't sleep at night, I would just park by some roadside that's notorious for receiving junk and abandoned vehicles, and see if you catch somebody and you just film them. You turn it into us, and I'll give you $300.
And kids have drones these days. You could get a shot of that from like 100 feet away.
That too, but I still think the bottom line that a lot of people are missing is what happened to our respect, what happened to our pride, what happened to our responsibility to keep this island clean. We spend millions and millions to bring people over, both on the GVB side, on the hotel side, on the airline side, on the real estate side. Right? We do everything we can to make Guam our home, make it beautiful, clean, respectable. And then these ingrates, if you will, go and do something like what they're doing with the abandoned vehicles. And it's not a pretty sight. It just really isn't a pretty sight. But
and it's not just abandoned vehicles, it's trash, it's everything. And
white goods.
Once you start cracking down on this issue, and people see that there are solid consequences for this type of behavior, right. I think really it's just gone on too long and it has accumulated. And I think part of the dilemma was going from the mayors to DPW, and
Right.
how do you coordinate, you know, getting all of this done? So I'm sure in that transitional period, it just looks like it's accumulating.
Right. We had a lull.
No one's been, no one's been able to actually move forward until your process is in place. But you brought up funding, and I wanted to ask that question because, you know, it was always, I always believed that part of the car registration process included the towing fee for these vehicles. Yes, it's not a lot. I think in our current registration, our car registration, I think it's $27, but it's $27 per vehicle per year every time you register a vehicle. And so you were mentioning that there's no funding, but now you have about $2 million.
No, there is funding, Gina. There is funding for this. You know, granted, the $27 does nothing. You have it for 5 years, that comes up to about 100. Let's call it $150, right? That's close to towing a vehicle, but still, you know, it's not enough money to recycle an entire vehicle. Yeah.
No,
You know what blows
absolutely.
my mind too about this, you guys, is we are historically a culture that takes so much pride in our vehicles. You know, like, you know, the young kids with like with their import cars or the lowriders, or, you know,
Right,
I mean,
right.
Guam is a driving town, and having a vehicle is such an essential thing to have. I mean, we've always taken pride in like our vehicles. So to see them actually just like,
You know,
just discarded like on the side of the road, you know, that's such a shocker to me.
yeah. You know, on the other hand, I've heard some folks say, which is really demented, this is really sick. Well, I paid $27 so I can just leave it wherever I want. Now that's, you know, the kind of IQ behind a statement on it like that is it's pretty depressing.
Yes.
But I agree with you. You know, let's do what we can to clean up this island. You know, and we will do our part. We will get this program going within the next couple of months. You'll see the procurement out there for recycling to get the recyclers on board, and hopefully they'll respond to our procurement, our RFP or IFB, and we can get them on board, and we'll start cleaning house.
All right. If you get that bounty program going, let us know so we can help in spreading that word.
Appreciate that so much.
You know what Gina said, everybody watching this right now, is, you know, like, and you know, Vince said it too, is, you know, take out your phone. You're carrying around essentially a supercomputer in your pocket all day long.
Right.
Take a picture, send it to your mayor, send it to Vince, send it to us, and everything. Like, you know, let's get the word around. Let's take some ownership of our island.
Yeah, and there's, you know, if you catch an individual, there's nothing more than shaming someone on Instagram, on Facebook. Oh my God, that'll never happen again. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do agree with you. I agree with you, Vince, in that I think when it's under the mayor's jurisdiction, you know, then we can identify the issues village per village, and maybe the mayor's council could reconsider taking this back into their jurisdiction, taking it back under the mayor's council. And then that way, in my community, if I see something like that, I report it to my mayor, and then my mayor, you know, PA, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's still has to be a process for it, but I like the idea before that I would just contact my mayor. My mayor would, you know, I mean, it isn't instant. I don't expect anything to be instant, but it got handled through that process, through that, you know, going through your mayor's office. But, you know, I like that idea because all of us, we can all reach our mayor, you know, at any given time. A lot of the mayors now have chat groups in their communities, so makes it easier.
We'll certainly consider that, especially in terms of like putting a hotline number.
Yes.
If we don't use the mayors, but mayors are always available for constituents. That's their job. We get calls from mayors every single day, you know, and so we work with mayors. And we appreciate their help, and so they're the first line of communication for almost anything.
That hotline idea is a great idea.
Yeah.
Another way.
All right. Well, Vince and Linda from Department of Public Works working on this problem right now. So, guys, we appreciate your time, and thanks for your hustle on this. This is certainly something that hopefully within the next couple of months we're going to make some real progress towards.
Yeah. Appreciate the outreach, folks. We can use all the help we can get.
All right.
Thank you so much, Liz, Gina. Thank you so much.
Okay, Vince, as a 49ers fan, the Super Bowl is playing in your field right now and everything like that, but enjoy the game if you decide to tune in.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
Half a day, I'm Clara Calvo, bringing you your weekly renewal. Today I am here with my sister and the president of Payless Markets Community Foundation. Half a day, Marie.
Half a day, Claire.
Thank you so much for joining. So it's that time of the year. Payless Kick the Fat's coming up. So first of all, can you just share, can we reel it back to the beginning? What was the inspiration for starting Kick the Fat back in
1996?
Wow.
So
30 years.
That's our milestone marker this year. So we decided to, at the time, Market Wholesale was trying to promote and market their low-fat, reduced sodium deli meats and cheese. So a race seemed like the natural way to roll things out. On a walk one day, Mike Benito and I were strolling and we thought of the name Kick the Fat, and I think our first race might have been 500 and it grew to 800, and then in 1998 Payless took over running of the race. But since then it's grown to at 1.4 thousand people, and this year we're at about 1,700, so we're on track to make a lot of people healthy. Hopefully,
so was it probably the pandemic around that time when it kind of dipped back down and trying to rebuild again from there?
Over the years, we've seen probably stabilizing at around 2,000. Okay. We hit a nice high of 3,000 again last year. But it looks like we're on track to do a pretty good number this year, and
awesome.
We're just looking forward to everybody coming out. We've got some exciting things ahead, and first and foremost, it's great activity to increase and boost your health. But more importantly, we're benefiting 9 nonprofit organizations in our community, and we're just excited about that. We've got a Stumbo Middle School PTO. We've got B. Hartfelt, Breaking Wave Theater, Fanenia Chocho Sensu, Guam Time or Game Time Youth Football, Guam Badminton, Manetlu, Pacific Island University, and Victims Advocates Reaching Out.
Very good.
So the key things to note about this particular year, it is our 30th running of the Kick the Fat, so we have a slight change in the race course for the 10K. Instead of going past Adelup to Asan, it'll turn around at Adelup and head down towards the Alupang Beach condominium. Turn around at the Serena Park.
Oh, nice.
We also have merchandise on sale, which I am wearing.
Very cute.
We've got headbands, we've got this beautiful hand towel, and then we've got caps, all with the same basic design in purple.
Very nice.
We have an earlier start of 5:30 for the 10K, which everybody likes it kind of nice and cool. So it's 30 minutes earlier than the 5K start, which is 6 a.m. We have the return of our health fair, which will be on race day as opposed to at the expo.
Good.
And then we are going to distribute tees, our singlets and our shirts, our dry fit shirts, at packet pickup this year. So we're hoping everybody wears their shirts to the race.
On the game day, not game day, on race day.
On race day. And we've got the same wonderful and amazing reasons to attend other than trying to stay fit. We've got chip timing, we've got fireworks, of course the Run Guam shirts, refreshments, door prizes, the health fair, and a fast, flat course.
Yeah. That's important. I think a lot of runners will be happy to hear that.
But yeah, it looks to be a great race. We have $500 prize for the school with the most participation, and that's based on school population, so to be fair. And then we've got prize money for the first through third place male and female in both the 5K and the 10K.
For all the different age categories?
Not for each age category will get their own medals.
Right, okay.
But prize money for the first, second, and third overall, male and female in both 5K and 10K.
Very good.
Yeah.
Exciting.
And then we also have a trip, round trip ticket to somewhere in Asia, I believe.
Nice. And that's just for the raffle, or is that?
That is a door prize, yeah, raffle prize. So
nice.
Everybody's invited to attend. Just encouraging everybody, whether you've done it before or it's been a long time since you've come out, or maybe you've never ventured into a 5K walk race, I encourage you all to come out. It's going to be a great time.
And what's included in the health fair?
The health fair, we have 30 vendors who will be sharing anything from information about services they provide. It could be some demonstrations and food tastings.
Okay. And some of the beneficiaries, I'm sure, will be there as well, right?
Beneficiaries will be there, either as cheer squad with the water stations or with the table to share more about what their projects are for this year. And again, none of this would be possible without the generous donation of our sponsors. We just thank you so much for contributing. And again, all the proceeds from the race bibs go towards these 9 nonprofit organizations. So we're really excited about that.
Thank you so much for all that information. We're all really looking forward to the 30th Kick the Fat. And to think it all started with a conversation, husband and wife, and a morning walk. That's awesome.
Thanks so much, Claire.
Thank
Appreciate you having us.
And I'll see you next time on your Weekly Renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Freedom, that's a cheap thing. Freedom to ignore this, that's a cheap thing. Sacrificing facial hair to nature and involuntary blood donations, cheap things. No one signs up for an 800-pound bear chase. But if it happens, cheap thing. VIP parking, exfoliating, treating gravity like a suggestion, saying it'll dry. Free-range parenting, forgetting if that's a moose or an elk, all cheap things. Remembering without saying it, couldn't be more of a cheap thing. Sweating your tail off, freezing your tail off, an American saving another American's tail. Cheap things. Making a cheap vehicle for only people with cash like him? Not a cheap thing. Or confusing capability with unaffordability? No, not a cheap thing. Making adventure affordable? Now that's a cheap thing. So we're bringing you more cheap things this year, because cheap things should be everyone's thing.
In this week's Health Check report, with it being National Children's Dental Health Month, the Guam Dental Society is hosting a free dental health fair on Sunday, February 15th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Micronesia Mall Center Court. Guam Dental Society President and Vice President Dr. Stephen Del Bugado and Dr. Mel Anizi Bersaba share the purpose of the event.
Raise awareness for parents and children of all ages, basically to prevent tooth decay, which is highly common but preventable, which over half of our kids basically experience as they go by the school year, where they have tooth decay. That's kind of what we're trying to bring awareness to for parents, to bring their kids in for regular checkups and oral hygiene checks.
There will be several dental clinics and groups on site to provide oral health education, pediatric dental screenings, fluoride varnish, and more. And it's sure to be a fun event too for the whole family.
Balloon artists, we have some dance entertainment, cultural dancers. Lots of things are happening that's going to make it fun and enticing for kids to come to enjoy and also learn more about their health, oral health.
They both encourage the parents to take part of the informative event.
There's going to be a lot of oral health instructions for the parents.
And just overall, just connecting with the clinics, you can see what's available in Guam and what insurances are taken and lots of other things. So I think it's important that parents know there are options available to them, that they don't have to go without oral health care, which is a big disparity, especially here in Guam.
About 12 clinics will be present.
Getting the information, vital information across to those parents that need to know more about dental health and to get their kids in the right path to getting into employment and getting follow-up care.
They wish to thank the generous sponsors that make the fair possible.
We always get a pretty good turnout of sponsors that want to help and are